in this, as there is in everything else, kind of two villages clashing with each other who seem to occupy a separate universe. I think it's going to be okay in the short term, but once these cuts begin to take hold and people begin to respond to them, even those who believe in the idea of a smaller government, that's when the rubber will hit the road. Well, I just don't know when that's going to be.
Congressman, what do you say about that? I mean, you go home, do you worry that there's a cascading effect to these cuts, or do folks at home say, no, you did the right thing?
Well, most folks in Idaho are saying that we did the right things. You know, if you think about what families have had to do over the last 4 or 5 years, they've had to cut spending. We're talking about 2 cents of every dollar that's spent in Washington, D.C. has had to be cut. We're borrowing between 35 cents and 42 cents every single year of every dollar, and we're worried about 2 cents of every dollar. I think we need to make sure that we do the right things, and the president already told you, in fact, the gentleman who was here before, he already told you that Republicans are going to feel the pain in their districts. That's what the president is going to try to do. He's going to try to make sure that the Republicans feel the pain in their districts. Instead of doing the responsible thing, we can find ways to cut in Washington, D.C. that are responsible, that are appropriate, that are not painful. But what the White House is going to make sure that we do is that we feel the pain, because they don't want to cut government spending. They want to increase taxes, and they want to increase spending.
Joy Reid, the president, in effect, tried that, and I mean, the polling shows that it was successful. Our poll shows 52% think that it's a bad idea. But here was Tim Huelskamp from Kansas in the Washington Post on Tuesday, and this was his quote: "This will be the first significant Tea Party victory in that we got what we set out to do in changing Washington."
Yeah, and therein lies the dilemma, I think, for Republicans, right? They've built a lot of their brand, at this point, a significant share of their brand around cutting government spending. But you can't both take credit for the